Who's Magister Walters? Oh. Let's see if we can tell anything.
So, anything interesting for me?
Well, I learned something from the dead man's memories. He met an older woman on the ship.
From his memories? You ate something off his corpse? Please, don't tamper with the evidence. Especially not like that. As for the older woman, I'll have to check out the ship's log. If she's aboard, I haven't met her myself. Must avoid us Reds when she sees us. If you meet anyone like that aboard, maybe you could talk to her. Casually. See when she last spoke to Fane.
Alright, we didn't talk to him,
Behind
so...
the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap.
Oh.
Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Let's skip that, we know that.
Please, please, please.
Alright, I think... Oh! We have to talk to Ifan. And another Magister.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
I'm busy watching for clues, Sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
Excuse me.
Anything else I can make, Your Majesty? Turnips and water.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Fane moves closer to him.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
He has a pretty nice voice. Tell me... Tell me, Ifan, why do the Magister suspect you of the murder? I think my voice is not used to talking so low.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
What exactly did you do to find yourself at the mercy of a former subordinate?
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
That would be more than nice.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Oh, I think we could open it, but I'm not sure the Magister would be too thrilled about it. I mean, we can try.
When you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Because usually those you are not allowed to interact with are marked red. Like, I don't, as the corpse, if you remember, that was also marked red. Okay. Don't mind if I do.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mez.
This tome contains no text.
Your
Instead,
kind
sketches
always
of
hung
dragons
closest
fill
to
every
our
page.
divine.
The artist is
Wolves
hardly
around a
talented, but
campfire.
clearly enthusiastic.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Yeah, the thing is, even like, eating stuff hurts you as an undead. So we take it with us, but it won't be for ourselves. Ah! That's casually just taking a washing tub. Hope we get kinda dirty on the way. I'm not really sure. Do I want to enter here? Or there? Maybe they don't react too kindly if I just barge out. Let's do the normal way.
Never thought you'd end up a prison
And safe.
guard, Vic.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
Yeah.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it.
You've got this
Do
wolf
you?
on a leash now.
Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
I mean, just compare just the level, but also like the HP and the armor. She's like way stronger than, of course, than us, but also than those
You seem on
three
edge,
guys.
officer. What on earth is
Let's
the
see.
matter?
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
What do you mean by there are others whose life must end?
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
That's nice.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
The mask! She stole it. If these savages see me without it, they will have my skull for a goblet.
Yeah, we lost our nice shifting mask. But let's see what this room still holds for us. I'm not going to pick like up every kind of food. That would be quite boring. Nice! Weapons! Yeah, for mages there are two kinds of weapons. You can have either wands, so like those short sticks, or you can have like a staff. Kinda depends. The advantage of this wands is that you can like fire kinda like with a bow, and the staff can't do that. The staff just gives you a skill which you can use every round, but it's more about the skill than about the weapon attack itself. Yeah, I usually decide depending on what other stuff the wands give. But I think poison is fitting for us, so let's stick to that. Nothing really remaining of them. I mean, kinda poor guys, but well, they're also pretty gruesome. Okay, before we go back, we unlock that door and see what the others are up to. Ah, it's too low. That's a bit sad. Another note. Requisition Sorcerer holds. Pumpkin seed flower, 1 crate. Sunflower flower? Sunflower flower. Interesting word. 1 crate. Turnips, 3 crates. Cabbages, 1 crate. Human ale, half a crate. Okay. One of those. A few of them are in good spirits, especially the children. The others are sullen. Don't blame them, change is rough. But they make new friends sooner or later. And when we cure them for good, they be thanking us, not cursing. Well, most of them. That elf with the dice, that lone wolf, the creepy voiced woman in the kitchen. Some folks won't get over it. Reckon they won't be first to get cured, if they're ever cured at all. I wonder what kind of cure that's going to be. Interesting, those two notes are actually the same. Oh, seems that most of them died. That's quite expensive for now.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them.
Wake up!
She doesn't stir.
Well... Oh look, there are playing cards. Ah, she actually survived. Nice. But then she's the only one who survived. We're not that evil that we're going to kill her while she's down.
Oh! What?
Oh,
What happened?
he's actually
Must
awake.
have been the turnips.
Fane grabs a nearby cup and throws some water into the face of the Red Prince.
Water? Wine, for goodness sake! Oh!
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into unconsciousness.
He seems to be pretty gone.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead.
Fane holds his head to the chest of the beast, listening for a heartbeat.
You hear a faint thud, thud, thud. He's alive, but only just.
I mean... Okay, she's dead. I was just wondering if maybe like the source kept you alive? But then she would have been alive too? I don't know. But they are all alive. Can't see the children anymore.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
Everything's alright. I'll get you out of here if I can.
It's no use. Your words do not seem to reach her.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
And yeah, even blood is a surface you can use.
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. A low whine escapes his lips.
Fane tries to shake him and wake him up.
His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all.
Lohse. Lohse.
Ifan cries out, then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
Oh, it seems to be pretty stormy. I wonder if we make it out alive. I mean, who's steering this ship? Like, everyone is either dead or unconscious. Ah, true. I don't have anything to mask. Okay. We're just going to look for something, because I think there were buckets here. That they know. Ah, yeah. So, not everyone is hostile. And yeah, as you can see, we are still undead, but wheels. But I have to say, this ship is really nice. Alright, let's talk to the dog.
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching.
Hey, dog, what's the matter?
The dog notices you for the first time and snarls. The hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please, make it stop. Oh.
I'm not the one who did this. If it would be me, I would stop.
Sorcerer.
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Could we keep this up? Well, let's just see what's in here. My first bow. Murtolf. Deathmark barrels have been locked down in storage. Stay out, you and Rix both. If anyone starts fooling around down there, it'll be lights out. Captain Calvin. Oh great, through the fire again. Okay, it's up there. Here are guys too. Okay, then first talk with those guys. Just a quick heal.
Thank the gods.
Oh.
By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
What's going on here? What have you seen?
Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too?
I guess it will fail, but there's no mutiny. I almost died at this woman's hands. Oh.
Go on then. Find a place to hide and stay there.
Unexpected, but nice. Let us read. My sweet Stefan, I guess. As I write this letter, we near the Isle. By the time the owl delivers it, I will be but a day away. I feared Alexander's orders, just as you said I should. But I think of Lucian often. Would the Divine have condoned this? Would he have blessed us as we ripped children from their mothers? Can this be the only way? I feel cold, inside and out. Of one thing I am certain. Your arms will warm me when I find you again. With love, Rix. I like how I said like, oh no, I barely escaped, and now I'm just rummaging here and reading stuff. This letter contains a set of instructions for transporting sorcerers to a place called The Joy, but someone has inked an angry black line from the top left to the bottom right. The Source Hunters, valiant though they were, could not have foreseen Bracchus' resurrection at the hands of the cult of Immaculates. We owe our very lives to two more of the very order that first fought to bring Bracchus Rex to justice. The Source King is dead, yet his monument still dot the land, a chilling but necessary reminder of his legacy of cruelty, greed, and arrogance. This actually describes the first game. Pictures were pretty valuable, so we take it. This book really just describes what happened in the first game. Well, hardly with any details at all. But yeah, it will take some time.
Something's pounding on the hull.
It will take some time to play this game, but maybe if you all enjoy it, if I enjoy it, we can play the first one too.
Something's breaking through.
Okay. That's death fog, and usually when you enter
Death
it,
fog?
slide out.
Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means trouble.
But, well, on the one hand, why did they carry that? Because I mean, like, I don't think there are any more undead here. And on the other hand, that was pretty close. Nice, because we can step into it and heal ourselves. I hope it will just ignite the poison. Ah, that backfired. Alright. Back in the game. There were more survivors. What even is that?
That means there's still a chance.
Oh, they're children. Luckily.
Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
Said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Fane feels the trembling ship beneath him, but the kid is right. I go back to the lower deck and look for survivors.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
It doesn't seem like a good plan, but I want to know what happens if I try to wake her up. I mean... they're awake. She isn't.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Okay, that doesn't seem like she... we can interact with him.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait! Voidwoken!
Would sink the ship on my watch.
Beardless bugs is a pretty nice insult.
Let the games begin.
They who are about to triumph.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Oh, come on. You're barely alive. That was quite easy. But I think we have to go here.
I hear something. It's Magister C1. The one who put on this damn collar.
Huh.
Sounds like she needs help.
Okay.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound.
I mean... maybe she can tell us anything? Maybe about how to get rid of that? She's dying, I guess. So... Fane looks around for something to help her.
With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture.
Fane takes the cloth and holds it tight to the wound to try and stem the bleeding of her.
Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister C1's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror.
I don't think tourniquets work around the throat. He holds the cloth tighter to the wound.
It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. C1 clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder.
I mean, they know about the death hook, right? Fane continues to hold the cloth to the wound. He takes C1's hand and tries to help her stand.
C1 struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
It's ripping the ship apart. This is it.
Oh.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Godwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Rivellon.
I don't think it's a bad thing that we are presumed dead.
Well, that was decidedly unpleasant. Am I the lone survivor? Depending on one's definition of survivor, of course.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be a lot of remains of the ship. It seems to be pretty broken. Question is, did the small boat survive?
Ah, Brancus Rex. I've read his history. Quite gruesome, even for a human.
Well, that's harsh. But even the statue looks gruesome. I mean, what do you think as the artist who does that? Well... Oh, there's a child.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
You're absolutely right. Many people are strange, but can you truly say one is stranger than the other?
The child considers your statement.
You're weird. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
Yeah. Well, I must be, or else I wouldn't be here. Which is pretty nice, so... Our ship sunk, and well, we survived, but we are still here at Fort Joy.
The child looks at you straight on,
that was the wrong
unafraid,
one.
searching the shadows cloaking your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy.
They may be wrong and crazy. Ah, they surely are.
Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than outside.
But it isn't safe to stay here. The ship, the one you see, the remains around the coast, was attacked by Godwoken not too far from here.
But you didn't die.
Well, I survived by the skin of my teeth. You should really find somewhere safer to go.
There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean.
That's quite pragmatic or fatalistic. I don't know.
You'll see.
Why don't you seem to be scared?
I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Ah, so yeah, those seem to be the crest of the Magisters. Or for joy. Either way, I don't want to be here. Or maybe just do one save. Oh. Enemies ahead. Hmm. Sneaking into battle.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore.
I like the idea of a sneaking mage. It's kinda funny.
Yield to none.
I just hope he burns, so... Ah. Ah, unfortunately not. Why do you know my name?
These bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay.
Oh.
Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
Look here, Quercus. Another giant. My word, this blasted isle is teeming with them.
It's a squirrel on a skeleton cat. I don't know.
What's that? Yes, I did see how it made short work of the great acorn servants. Quite right, very impressive.
Well, did I promise too much about the talent which allows you to speak with animals?
But that is no reason to trust it. Giants like that destroyed our forests. They are the very reason the great acorn is returning in all its wrath. What? Dear me, have you taken leave of all 6 of your senses? You would have me use this giant for a shield? Why would I?
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I see. You cunning devil, Quercus. Of course. If it defeated the great acorn's vile servants, it can do so again.
Okay, so the great acorn is what sends those void thingies?
We need only follow in its big, wide shadow and be safe.
Giants, acorns, shields? I've no idea, to be frank, what you're talking about.
Egad! It speaks our tongue, Quercus! Hush before... What do you mean a good time for introductions? You know full well who I am, you silly old cat. The great Salora, grandest of the... Oh, introduce myself to the giant. I shall do no such thing. You give away your trust too easily, my dear steed. No, we will have the giant march. In time, we'll see whether it deserves our confidence. Now, onwards! Shield! Venture forth, post-haste. The great acorn waits for no one.
If you say so. A word of advice to the badly armed. Tie your knife, or shiv if that's all you have, to stick or branch. Now you've got a sword. Of sorts. Well. Emphasis on of sorts. I mean, at least the coast looked pretty nice, I think. Oh, there's the first. Yeah. I think it's not really a spoiler, but the first one of our possible companions. Yeah, oh no, so we have to decide. Or I have to decide.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
Wait, you're the one that took me by the jaw and seized me up like a damn horse. I've got a bone to pick with you.
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer,
Bone to pick.
or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
Yes, I imagine you do. You're made of sterner stuff than I first gave you credit for. Chances are I wouldn't have survived the shipwreck had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
I was glad to be of help. I don't stand by idly when people are in danger.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further.
Well, what are you doing here, standing on a rock, looking at water?
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
Well, as of last night, I see a kraken-infested wasteland I never want to be near again.
Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost.
That's a rather specific vision you have there. Why an empire?
Of course it's rather specific. Quite obviously I'm musing over the very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
That famous king. A red lizard. Oh, that can only mean one thing. You're the notorious Red Prince.
The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
Now I would like to go back and see how offended he would be if you don't recognize him.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Well, actually, I too have this and that to sort out, sort of. So, if you want to come with me, you're welcome.
This and that. Tag along. Do you really mean to compare the fate of an empire to whatever foibles you seek to fix? On the other hand, I really could do with a dog's body. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company.
I'm not 100% sure if I want him to be with us. But I'm just going ahead and say yes, and I will sort out who I want to have with me. I think I definitely want to have Lohse and Ifan, because they are really awesome characters. But I guess they all are. Well, anyway, I promise you.
Jolly good.
Before we go, it's maybe a good idea to tell you that I'm actually undead.
Oh my word, how you do astound me. Come now, did you really think a handful of linen towels can fool me?
That's quite nice that they actually recognize.
But don't worry. I have studied the arcane arts for years, including necromancy and demonology. I do not hold the petty prejudices of common folks. In fact, I prefer the exceptional in all things. Your secret is safe with me. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying.
Yeah.
As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
That's also really awesome. Like, of course you get to create your own character or modify him or her, however you like. But every possible companion you meet, you can decide what you want them to be. So you have like 2 questions, and with those you can set the class. And well, after that you can just improve them however you want. It's also not really a class, it's more like the starting skill classes, so nothing set to stone. What I really like to do is, because you can see that you have physical armor and magical armor, and in general physical and magical damage, to have like 2 characters who mostly inflict magical damage and who mostly inflict physical damage. So, in case I take him, I think I would actually go with muscle.
Do
So
not
like
take
martial?
my elegance as a mask for frailty. My blows shatter shields, and my thrusts pierce armor. If a warrior you need, the warrior you'll have.
I think that sounds quite nice. Well, I'm actually looking for an Inquisitor, a fighter who doesn't shy away from dabbling in the dark arts and enjoys pummeling his enemies with a heavy 2-handed hammer. Oddly specific to talk about fighting.
Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
That settles it.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of transport to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
So, How would you react being stranded on a beach, having nothing? What I just see is that the camera is obscuring the character portraits, so I will change it next time, but for today you're not going to see the portraits and the status effects. He has a weapon. That's nice. Necromancy is quite nice. And it's kinda like magic, but it deals physical damage. So all happy with that. So did we skip anything here? So he's good in persuading guys. I really like the artwork. Aren't they sophisticated? Oh, that's nice, Executioner. Yeah, I have to think about how I wanna divide the civil abilities. Oh, you know telekinesis. Interesting. When in doubt, always go left. I don't know, that's something which I always do in real life and in video games. It's also kind of an insider with a friend. Like when playing D&D or something, and it's like
hello,
going left or right, or
furry creature. How do you do?
It seems we are not the only ones taking on strays.
taking the left or right version.
Quercus. Fur maketh not the cat.
But back to the game and back to a black cat.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
What? How did I get... Hey, stop following me.
Just to make it clear, I'm not following you. You approached me, and now you walk around with me.
What? No, that can't be. I can't... Hey, stop following me.
Is it like a drunken cat? Are you feeling okay?
Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
I know that feeling. Where did you actually come from?
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a jerk he turns away from you.
Okay. Guess I have a cat now? Yeah. This stone looks kinda weird. I mean, maybe it's just my imagination. Oh, you can walk through here. Maybe it's a waypoint for that? Or maybe just it's a normal stone. But like looks so out of place, like a petrified person? I don't know. Oh, a shovel's always useful. To, I don't know, dig up some graveyards. I know there's a secret passage.
I wonder where this leads.
If I remember correctly, you meet Fane sitting here. Obviously when you're not playing him. This human looks weird. Doesn't look like a very pleasant face. Aww, there are even 2 rainbows. How nice. Okay, there's a chest and I want to remember that. Of course, normally I'm pretty good at being like, oh, there's a chest, I want to go back there, and then I don't. Don't ever go back, and like, I don't know, a few weeks or month after, suddenly I'm like, oh, in that game there was a chest and you wanted to get it. Well.
I've spotted something.
Oh. Right. Yeah, the wit stat is pretty nice, not only for being faster, but also for critical hit chance and things, but also to see stuff. Huh. He seems to be pretty divided. And you're a necromancer and a warfare dude. So, kind of physical. I think I like the idea of having him around. Oh, lizards can just do that. With the claws, I guess. Yeah, those equipment things are really nice, which have like attribute bonuses on them. But no one of us is using any bows so far. But maybe we'll change that. And I give the Red Prince the better armor, just cause he's in the front lines. If he wants to or not. I guess there's stuff going down there. Yeah, that seems like the entrance. Okay. Let's see if there's anything different to explore here. Another child. I have to say, I don't remember if it was one of the children from the boat, or not. So we'll see. Maybe the game remembers, or Fane does. But first, loot.
2, gather the fruit. 3, 4 pretty shells on the shore.
Did you have rhymes like that when you were small? I don't know if it's just we didn't really have anything. Or I'm not remembering. No idea.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
Aww.
Ooh, that's a pretty one.
Okay, I'm pretty bad with names, but I'm happy she survived. Someone's trying to catch fish. How to get there? Huh. Okay. I think we have to enter Fort Joy.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of subverting our cause.
Atusa,
They
please.
look pretty
Your
gruesome
Godwoken has asked you a question.
and strong.
Answer him.
Need I repeat myself?
But I know nothing of any Verdus.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
I am a proud loyal to the Order.
Alright, let's crash the party.
Please.
Your Godwoken has asked you a question. Stay back, Sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
And only gods fit to take back what they have given.
Stay silent, you!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground.
Alright.
She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
Alright, let's see what the Red Prince has to say about.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
That's one way to look at that. I mean, yeah. They all seem so evil. But maybe she was like a bit better when she knew about escapees. I don't know.
Saw him, didn't you? The Hammer and Alexander. They gave that scaly traitor what for, they did.
I saw it indeed, and it was quite gruesome, quite primitive.
'Tis a misfortune, brother. You lot can't help your condition, but at least the humans of you ain't celebrating the Source Plague.
Oh. Sometimes I try to be like a bit sad about them, but well. What more do you know about Bishop Alexander and Dallas?
Bishop's the son of the dead divine. Don't know when we'll get a new one, but Alexander's looking after us in the meantime all the same. And the hammer's a solid sort. Don't take no guff and don't stand for no idling. Earned that name for a reason, she did.
That axe seems more like, I don't know, more like putting a weapon on something or chopping some wood. I don't know. How did you came to be a guard here?
During the time of Lucian, of course. Who wouldn't join up with God himself? It was all glory, all goodness. When we lost him, well, it only made sense to see his will through.
How can you know the will of the divine?
Can't for certain, but I reckon when God himself gives his life to protect you, you don't waste the gift. You protect it with everything you've got. So that's what we do.
Sometimes I wonder what the divine really have approved of a place like this.
Lucian gave his life to protect Rivellon. If we let the Voidwoken get to it now, well, we'd have lost him for nothing. Fort Joy ain't no summer camp. No one said it were, but it's the best we've got to protect the realm.
Great. At our cost.
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty.
Do you mean those horrific creatures the Magisters had in tow?
That Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. How do you not know this?
I'm still getting the lay of the land.
Better get to it, then. A Magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sinners these days.
Yeah, to cure us. Great.
I told him at noon exactly. Didn't I?
I think that's a hint. So let's quick save.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach.
Well, I must have missed out the fun, right?
They were just there but a moment ago.
Nah.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
Yay,
I find
Ifan.
any bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, toll's the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
Dallas,
You keep his name out of your mouth, you filth.
This is not your business, long pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muzzled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment, before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Do you remember the old woman, the crone, at the ship? The sorceress? She also said something about a lone wolf.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you.
Doesn't really seem fair. Fane takes a few steps and stands beside Ifan. Back off!
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
I wonder if it was just if it was just me and not the Red Prince, if we would have thought.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.